No, here's the thing. I love Josh. I'm a super fag, and Josh just needs like he needs a guy to suck his dick, and I'm here to do it. Josh, I love you. He's such a weirdo, and this is what I tried to tell him. This is the whole genesis of this fucking thing was like, Josh, you don't understand what's going on. I love you. I'm trying to tell you. I want you to be better. Like, I want you to be the best dude ever. And he's like, he hates me. I'm like, no, like the opposite, Josh. I love you. And your soft eyes, your squishy hands, all of that's like, I want you, Josh. I want you because like you defeated Melinda. You didn't defeat Russell Greer. Like, that's a shame.
Well, not yet.
We'll see.
I
hope he does, but I'm really actually scared on that one. Are you like, aren't you scared that he will lose that?
No, because the whole on Bonk thing, like, I think even the 10th Circuit's like, okay, that was a really autistic reading of things by the court. Like, even if you like, you have to take all of it as true, but even then, it's like, I think that was misread and misinterpreted. I think the court's like, yeah, no.
I agree with you. To be very clear, I 100%. I know people don't believe me on this, but I really like. I think this is one of the most dangerous rulings for independent forum owners, and not everybody is Google or Facebook or whatever. And I think they are very different. In fact, I talked about Josh when I talked about Section 230 and changing it. That there has to be something to differentiate a Facebook from a Kiwi Farms. I really do believe that.
And here's the thing: even if this does proceed going forward, like now, like, okay, Russell, you caught the car. Now, where's Discovery coming from? I mean,
do you think his teeth can't hold on to a fender? No, I agree.
I mean, so that's the thing. Even if this does turn out to be, for him, this isn't a victory, because now it's like, well, now you need the money, and it's like, that money you spent on the hooker going to Applebee's or wherever it was, Russell, you should have saved all that money because you could have used it here.
I think the appellate attorneys that Russell got that foundation, I think they're going to take the whole case pro bono for Russell. I think they are, because they hate copyright so much. Sure. They're trying to literally, or no.
Well, they love copyright so much.
They love copyright so much. They hate freedom so much. They're trying to literally destroy liberty in the interest of copyright. And I'm scared of that.
Maybe
the thing that scares me is that Josh has to raise money. Now, I'm not going to lie, Sean. I'm not going to lie, because Josh and others have made fun of me for all of the things that Josh has done in regards to my Montegraph. They're like, haha, you challenged him to sue. As I'm reading the shit about Josh and his response to Russell, I'm like, that's all the shit you made fun of me for. Like, so it's funny to me that karma is hitting you this way, but I really don't want Josh to have to pay. Like, I really don't want him to do that. Like, I do find it funny though. If he does have to pay, I'm going to laugh. Everybody has to understand this. Like, look, if I go to a fried chicken place and they want to charge me $40 for an 8-piece fried chicken, like, I'm going to laugh because, like, they're like, oh, you're white, so you can afford it and black people can't. Like, that's funny. I don't want to do it though. Like, no, I want to pay $12. I want to pay like a Section 8 fried chicken like black people do. So like, I don't want Josh to have to pay this, but if he does, I'm going to have to laugh. Like, I have to laugh because it is funny, but I do want him to win. But I'm scared that they will come up with this argument that they basically did to the appeals court and say, look, he didn't post the initial thing, but every action he did after that is encouraging people to continue to violate the copyright. And I got to say this one thing. Let me be clear. I do not think that it matters, but I do think that the appeals court has a point in saying that after the initial copyright, which Josh did not induce, that he encouraged it to continue. The crazy thing that I have, the disagreement that I have with the appeals court is this: Josh definitely encouraged the copyright infringement. However, they haven't shown a single subsequent instance of copyright infringement. All the copyright infringement happened before he encouraged it. So how do you get...
Well, even if he encouraged it, it was all being done somewhere else. So...
Well, but contributory copyright infringement under the third portion, the third test or whatever they said, is if you encourage and promote it that's a violation. That is the contributory copyright infringement.
Right.
What I'm saying is I don't think Josh is actually guilty of that, because I don't think Russell has laid a factual basis for Josh encouraging a subsequent violation of the infringement.
And that's my point. Where is he encouraging it and just making fun of him for sucking at doing the, and then other people are like, okay, well then I'll go screw with this guy. That's where I think.
I don't hold Josh at fault for that. I'm just saying, the funny thing is, I think if Josh had done what he'd done, and then this didn't happen as far as I've seen, but had someone come along and then re-infringed on Russell, they didn't need to though, right? Like, because the original infringement exists.
Yes.
They didn't need to re-infringe. And the original infringement is not Josh's fault. I want to be very clear on this. I think the appeals court has hammered on, they've landed on something that says, okay, we can see where someone can encourage a subsequent infringement and that can go and get litigated. I'm just saying in this case, I haven't seen the subsequent infringement. I see him encouraging an infringement for sure, and I don't see anyone biting. Like, it's like, well, just because you throw your lure into the lake doesn't mean a fish lands, right? The fish landed already on the first thing that wasn't Josh. So here's what I'm trying to be clear on this. I want Kiwi Farms to win this lawsuit. I think it's already gone too far. And I actually don't necessarily, like, I get the appeals court's point on this, but I really think it's dangerous to small forums.
Well, like, and I was going to say just, kind of the last thing there. That's why the en banc thing's happening. The rest of it's like, yeah, no, we don't really want that to be the standard. So I think the adults are like, there's going to be they're going to take a look at it and say, yeah, this is probably not what we want.
I hope so. To be clear, I do find it funny just because the shit that I'm criticized for by Josh and Kiwi Farms about like Montegraph and all that shit they're like, oh, you challenged him, sue you. I'm like, that's an American thing, is sue me nigga isn't an American thing. But like, people like, you challenge him to sue you. Like, okay, fine. Josh did the same thing to Russell, so I laugh at him for that. But I don't want Josh to have to raise them funds. I don't want him to have to pay. And guys, I'm a guy who recommended Josh's lawyer in the Melinda Scott thing and got him connected to a really good lawyer who's like, like, that guy's a goddamn champion. I love him. He's awesome. And I think Josh did a really great job in Melinda Scott. And by the way, Marshall, may you rest in peace, you fucking pussy, dying. You're going to challenge people to fight on the internet and you're going to die before we can fight you. Fuck you, Marshall. I'll fight you. I'll fight you post-mortem or postpartum, whatever your pussy can sustain. No, but like, I don't want actually anything bad. I just think it's funny that like karma says, oh, you're criticizing me for this when you did the same thing. Okay, fine. Now I think it's funny, but I want Josh to win. I don't want him to have to spend or fund anything at all. And I hate that part of it. I really do. Litigation in the U.S. costs way too much. Take it from me, someone who's spent way too much on litigation, because I could certainly try and settle out. I wouldn't, because I'm not me. Like, I'm not going to apologize for my words. That being said, and no one gave me a settlement offer, but two, I wouldn't settle anyway, because if I settled now, everybody I talked about would come at me with a lawsuit and a settlement offer, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk with confidence. So I wouldn't settle on Monty anyway. I have 10 years of Montegraph's history and his own statements to back myself up, and I still fully believe and endorse everything I've said about him. I have no reason to disbelieve it. That being said, I don't want Josh to have to go through this shit that I've gone through just because it's expensive. I just laugh because he does. Those are two different things. Like, I don't want to pay a Blockbuster late fee, but I laugh if you didn't return your video on time. That's true. But no, I think the case against Kiwi Farms on the contributory copyright infringement, I think that's a shitty case. I think they should win. I've said it over and over. I truly believe that. But I will laugh if Josh has to fucking crowdfund a bunch of money because he said, sue me faggot to a fucking faggot with a paralyzed face.
Yes.
You're going to laugh at that. It's my job, right? Like,
sure. And you can laugh at it. That's,
it's Josh's job too. He's supposed to laugh at it too.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So I think we can table this discussion now, counselor.
Table whatever you want, Sean.